The pancreas rarely makes headlines. It doesn't pump like the heart or ache like the joints. But when it starts to fail, it whispers at first. Then it screams. The problem? Most people don't recognize the screams until it's too late. Pancreatic diseases are among the most dangerous because their early signs are often ignored or mistaken for something else. So let's break the silence. Your body is not quiet when your pancreas is in trouble. Just speaks a language many never learn to hear. One unexpected upper abdominal pain, it often starts subtly, a nagging pain in the upper abdomen just below the ribs. It might come after meals or seem to arrive randomly. Some describe it as a dull ache, others as a burning sensation, but it doesn't go away. Over time, the pain may radiate to the back, becoming sharper and more intense. What makes this symptom dangerous is its ambiguity. It can be dismissed as gastritis, ulcers, or even pulled muscles. But when it becomes persistent, especially when it worsens after eating fatty foods, it's time to think pancreas. 2. Nausea after eating. Pay attention. If food suddenly becomes your enemy, causing nausea, bloating, or even vomiting, it could be your pancreas waving a red flag. When the pancreas is inflamed, its enzymes don't flow properly, leading to digestive chaos. You eat, but instead of nourishment, you get discomfort and queasiness. This is your cue. Your pancreas isn't doing its job. 3. Sudden weight loss without trying. Shedding pounds without changing your diet or activity level might sound like a blessing, but it can be a warning. The pancreas produces enzymes that help your body absorb nutrients. If these enzymes aren't doing their job, your body starts burning through reserves, unable to extract what it needs from food. Weight loss isn't always good news. When it's paired with digestive problems or fatigue, it's often a warning sign that something deeper is wrong. 4. Diarrhea with a greasy shine. Embarrassing, maybe, but it's one of the most telling signs. Pancreatic malfunction often results in what's called steatorrhea, fatty, greasy, foul-smelling stools. They're light-colored, float in the toilet, and are hard to flush. Why? Because your body isn't absorbing fats properly. This isn't just a bathroom annoyance, it's your pancreas screaming that it can't keep up. If you start noticing oily residue or chronic diarrhea, don't ignore it. These are red alert signals. 5. Blood sugar goes haywire. The pancreas also produces insulin, the hormone that controls blood sugar. When the pancreas becomes inflamed or damaged, insulin production can be affected. That means your blood sugar might swing unpredictably. Some people may develop symptoms of diabetes without warning: frequent thirst, excessive urination, sudden fatigue, or vision changes. These signs of unstable glucose can hint at a pancreas that is no longer regulating the system properly. 6. You feel tired all the time. Yes, tiredness is vague. We all feel it sometimes. But fatigue from pancreatic issues is deeper. It's not just being sleepy, it's a drained, heavy, almost flu-like fatigue that doesn't get better with rest. Why does this happen? Because your body isn't digesting food efficiently. It's starving for nutrients even if you're eating regularly. And when your pancreas is inflamed, your immune system goes into overdrive, leaving you depleted. 7. Your skin turns yellowish, one of the more dramatic symptoms: jaundice. If your skin or the whites of your eyes start turning yellow, it could mean your bile ducts are blocked off by a tumor or swelling in the pancreas. This isn't just a liver issue. The pancreas sits right next to the bile ducts, and when inflamed or affected by growths, it can press on them, leading to bile buildup. If you notice yellowing skin, dark urine, or pale stools, don't wait. This requires immediate medical attention. 8. You lose your appetite. Losing interest in food can feel emotionally. But when the pancreas is the culprit, it's physiological. When the pancreas is inflamed or dysfunctional, food digestion becomes uncomfortable. Your brain starts associating food with pain or nausea. Your appetite disappears. This is especially dangerous because it adds to nutrient deficiencies and can accelerate weight loss. Appetite loss that lasts more than a few days, especially if paired with other symptoms, is worth investigating. 9. Fever and chills. If you're experiencing abdominal pain with fever and chills, it may indicate acute pancreatitis. This is not something to brush off. It's a potentially life-threatening condition that requires immediate treatment. Even low-grade fevers, in combination with other pancreatic symptoms like upper abdominal pain or vomiting, can signal trouble. Your body is fighting something. Listen to it. 10. You just feel off sometimes. The signs don't scream. They murmur. A general sense of discomfort, poor sleep, a gut feeling that something's wrong. Don't dismiss it. The body often knows before tests do. And when it comes to the pancreas, early detection can be the difference between manageable conditions and irreversible damage. By the time most people pay attention to the pancreas, the damage is already done. That's the cruel irony. It suffers quietly, tucked behind the stomach, rarely demanding center stage. But once it starts failing, everything begins to unravel. The body becomes confused. Digestion falls apart. Energy levels crash. And often, the person suffering has no idea that the root cause is a tired, inflamed, or possibly even failing pancreas. You might think you'd know if something serious was happening inside you. But with the pancreas, the signs rarely come with flashing lights. They slip in like shadows: vague discomfort after eating, a strange loss of appetite, a creeping fatigue that no amount of rest seems to cure. One day you notice your favorite meals now leave you nauseous. Another day your weight drops despite eating the same way. Soon food starts to feel like a burden, not a comfort. And that's where the real problem begins. You start blaming everything else: stress, age, maybe your schedule. You cut back on fats. You try probiotics. You tell yourself it's nothing, but your body is speaking clearly. You just haven't learned the language yet. Behind the scenes, your pancreas is struggling. This small organo, larger than your handies, responsible for breaking down the very food that keeps you alive. When it's inflamed, its digestive enzymes may begin attacking the pancreas itself. The process is slow, painful, and invisible. Over time, those enzymes lose their way. Nutrients pass through you without being absorbed. Your body feeds itself off reserves. Muscles shrink. Vital organs get fewer resources. You're still eating, but you're starving from the inside out. The energy crash hits hard. You sleep, but you're never rested. You try to push through, but even simple tasks begin to drain you. Eventually, the fatigue is constant. Not the kind that goes away with a nap, but a deep, cellular exhaustion. And still, you might not think pancreas. After all, who does? But your body keeps leaving clues. Stools begin to change. They become pale, greasy, stubbornly float in the toilet. Your skin starts to itch in strange places. You notice the whites of your eyes look different, less clear, maybe even yellow. You chalk it up to lighting, maybe dehydration. And yet that quiet voice inside you starts whispering, something's not right. Sometimes the most telling sign is this exact feeling, that vague sense that your body is off balance, that something within is no longer cooperating. When the pancreas begins to fail in silence, it's not just digestion that suffers. Blood sugar spirals, even in people who have never struggled with it before. One day, you feel shaky, the next unusually thirsty. Your vision gets blurry, your thoughts foggy. You start to feel like a passenger in your own body. And yet, you hesitate to call a doctor. Maybe it's nothing, right? But here's the truth most people want to tell you. Pancreatic diseases are among the most deadly, not because they are untreatable, but because they're detected too late. They masquerade as a dozen other things. And most of us, out of fear, denial, or distraction, give them the time they need to grow. This is especially true with pancreatic cancer. It doesn't roar in, it tiptoes. Sometimes the first and only sign is back pain that comes when lying down, or a strange itch, or dark urine that appears out of nowhere. And by the time the more obvious symptoms show up, weight loss, jaundice, pain radiating to the back, may already be advanced. But what if you could catch it earlier? What if your gut instinct is more valuable than any lab test? Because here's another reality. Standard blood tests often miss early pancreatic problems. Enzyme levels can stay within normal range while the organ is already under attack. Imaging is far more effective, but few people push for it until something dramatic happens. You don't need to wait for a medical emergency. If you feel awfully offhand, especially if you've noticed a combination of fatigue, digestive changes, sudden weight loss, or blood sugar irregularities, you deserve more than a dismissive shrug. You deserve to be taken seriously. Push for scans, demand answers. Your life may literally depend on it. But it's not just about detecting a crisis, it's also about protecting what's left. The pancreas, unlike a broken bone, doesn't always bounce back. If it's overworked long enough by alcohol, stress, smoking, or a constant onslaught of processed fats, it begins to lose function permanently. But give it a break early enough, and the body has an incredible ability to stabilize. That means cutting alcohol completely if you're concerned, even if only temporarily. It means dialing down high-fat foods not because they're bad, but because your pancreas may not be able to handle them. It means giving your digestive system time to recover. Gentle, nourishing foods, simplicity, hydration.com. Stress plays a massive role too. Chronic cortisol overload can alter how your entire digestive system works, and the pancreas is deeply tied to that system. This isn't just about emotions, it's about chemistry. A stressed body digests poorly. A poorly digesting body becomes more inflamed. Inflammation damages the pancreas. It's a chain reaction that starts quietly and ends in dysfunction. You don't need to be perfect, but you do need to listen. Maybe you've been ignoring the signs because they felt too small, too scattered. Maybe they seemed like coincidence. Maybe you thought it would just pass. But what if your body isn't overreacting? What if this is the one chance you have to catch the problem early, to shift your course before the damage becomes permanent? This isn't fear-mongering, it's awareness. It's what most people never get until it's too late. Your pancreas won't shout, but it will whisper, and then murmur, and finally plead. If you hear that now, don't brush it off. Don't wait for something dramatic. Trust your own awareness. Sometimes survival begins with simply paying attention.